Somebody mention birds? Hi there birdies, and welcome today to a two-part series of a little trip around some rice fields and some marshlands. So this is our first little stop, and what do we have here? If you can hear it, it's just down there. It's a dusky warbler. Let's make a recording. Ah, there he is. He's down there. Ah, there he is. I don't know if you can see him, but I'm just going to get the camera and just take a little... So never mind.
GPS signal lost.
So never mind, I didn't get a picture of the dusky, but we certainly heard him, and I managed to make a little sound recording. But how about that? The road's flooded, and it's full of purple herons, Asian openbills, and egrets. Nice. So it's just about mid-November, and it's that time of year again when the migrants turn up. So a very common migrant bird that you'll see around the rice fields and marshlands is the Amur stonechat. And what a little cutie this one is. The Amur stonechat, as I say, is a non-breeding wintering bird here, and this one's a female. And here is her sound. Not that they call very much here, as I say, they're a non-breeding winter visitor, so she's not interested in finding anyone. There goes the little stonechat. Oh, what an awesome little spot. Right, let's move on. You can see down here there's a purple swamp hen, or grey-headed swamp hen, and also greater cuckoo. Let's get the camera on them. The grey-headed swamp hen is a resident bird here and usually found in quite large flocks. It's also quite unusual to see them out in the open like this, and this one was quite forthcoming. Usually they're found amongst tall reeds in swamplands, marshlands, and can be quite difficult to photograph, although due to their colouring they're quite easy to spot, but usually they're well hidden in the reeds. So this was a pleasant surprise. And again, here's the sound. And it's a bit of a noisy one. Enjoy it. Now that's really some sound. It really sounds like one of those party whistles that you blow into that extend when you blow them. I don't know, I'm rambling on now, but that sound, man, that just gets me. That sounds like the bird's got one of those party whistles. Anyway, we caught a quick glimpse there of the greater cuckoo too. It really is a beautiful spot. Lots of beautiful noises. Apart from the pumps from the shrimp farms, it's pretty quiet. You can hear some warblers, a dusky warbler. Chick, 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 chick. Right, we'll sit here for a while. I can hear a thick-billed warbler. And that's a definite. He's in there. Short, sharp. Chick, chick, chick. I used some playback and he's been responding, but he's not come out yet. As soon as he comes out, we're ready to get a picture. Ah, very cool. We're going to have to move down the track a little bit. I just saw a flock of 6 red vadavats fly over, and that's one of my targets for today. Right, let's go get the reds. It's got to be a good place for raptors, I reckon. So unfortunately I didn't manage to find the red vadavats. They seem to have buggered off somewhere. They're probably in the middle of that field, probably watching me. Also, I will apologise in advance for these next clips. The wind noise is horrendous. It was really windy that day, and I've tried to reduce as much of the wind noise as I can, but it's still there. So, my apologies for that. Anyway, what we did come across was a pair of little grebes that were still constructing their nest. There may have been eggs in the nest because they were taking turns, but also one of the birds, not sure if it's the male or the female, but one of them was coming in from time to time with some material to complete the construction of their nest. But you've got to admit, these really are super birds. Unfortunately, a lot of these nests don't always survive. Quite often they're predated by the water monitor lizards. And this bird certainly seems to be keeping a good eye out. And for such a cute little looking grebe, they certainly have a mesmerizing sound. Now you can just imagine you can sit on the banks of a lake or flooded rice field, and I guess you could just sit and listen to this all day. Well, I could, but I suppose I'm a bit weird. Quite strange behaviour this. I'm not quite sure what the bird on the nest here is doing, but he or she seems to have a head flattened down against the nest, no motion, until the other bird comes in with a bit of construction material, and then, well, he or she buggers off and says, well, it's my turn to go fishing. These little grebes can spend a considerable amount of time underwater, their main diet being the vegetation that grows underwater. So here we have a whiskered tern preening, and also I just couldn't resist more of the Aimer stonechat. Such a cool little bird. Here we see a pond heron, could be Indian, could be Javan. Difficult to tell when they're not in breeding plumage. And finally from here, a nice brown shrike, otherwise known as the butcher bird, as when they catch their prey they dismember them and then place parts on a thorn or a thorny bush, wait for it to decompose a little bit and then come back and have a feast. Lovely bird. There goes a whistling duck, and the darter is still underwater. Now, what do we have here? This is the Oriental darter, another bird that spends a considerable amount of time hunting underwater for its prey. And this one just came out of the water, so he's preening, drying himself off and applying a waterproofing oil from his preen gland. And in just a moment he'll head back in for some more hunting. But again, a wonderful bird. And also very unusual. You know, he really wasn't spooked by my presence. Obviously you can see the way he's looking. He can see me, but he doesn't seem to be too concerned. In the foreground there you can see a black-winged stilt and one at the back as well. A couple of cormorants also joined the party. So he may look a very cool bird, but also another one with an awful sound. The Oriental darter is also known as the snakehead bird, and I think you can see why. And here we see a couple of cormorants, and you'll see the one in the background, you can see him vibrating, shaking his neck. This is called gular fluttering, which is actually the bird's way of cooling its body temperature. Birds don't have sweat glands, so the way they cool themselves is by fluttering the gular gland, which then lowers their body temperature. Anyway, that's it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the merch store. There's new designs on the mugs now. There's the regular birds, there's a collection of kingfishers and a collection of woodpeckers. So if you're interested, don't forget, order before Christmas. It'll make a wonderful gift for someone. And that's it for now. Part 2 coming soon. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell button so you don't miss part 2 coming soon. See you on the next one. Bye for now.